Friends, it is Ann with Whimsically Nutted coming to you on a Friday evening. I wasn't able to come on yesterday. I was exhausted, totally pooped out, but I'm here tonight and I'm so excited to see your smiling faces. Even though I can't see them, I feel like I see them through your comments, and I'm excited to create and craft with you and see what all is new and going on and happening. Whoop. Let me turn my volume down. Give me just a second. There we go. I had used my iPad for something and I had forgot to turn the volume down. Hello, Sherry, my friend. I am so excited to be here. Oop, I can't spell. I always like to put a greeting on here and say hey to you all. Oh, it is so good to be back. We had an amazing time. It was so good, but it is good to be back. But we hit the ground running when we come back. I had a long drive Friday. We drove over 8 hours, not at one stretch. Took breaks in between, ate lunch and so forth. And then Saturday we head home and it was a little over 9-hour drive. So Monday we hit the ground running. Tuesday we had doctor's appointment. Wednesday we had Bristol, and then Thursday we had a caregiver program walkthrough and do some more paperwork. And Thursday afternoon, I literally just drained. So I wasn't exhausted from the drive. I could finally let go and say, all that is over. We're good. We're home. All right, ladies, let's get creating here. I hope you guys can see good. We are going to work with this cute little frame. And Tammy with Cheers to Creativity inspired me yesterday on the Essential Stencil page with the watercolors. I love watercolors. We also done a watercolor at the retreat where I was at. So I wanted to do that. And I took the glass out, and I cut me a piece of mixed media paper out, and that mixed media paper, I think I got mine from Hobby Lobby. That is what it looked, and I had mine for a while. And this one is 110 pounds, and you can tear out the pages so you can work in your book right here. You can make a pretty cover. You can work in here with the watercolors, or if you want to, you can tear it out and frame it. So that's why I like this. And the other thing I wanted to show you is different crosses for different surfaces, and these are the crosses we are using. If you have not checked out Essential Stencil, today is the last day for the savings on the bundles. So if there is something you've been waiting for, looking for, or saving up for, today is the last day to get the bundles at a 25% discount. Some of the individuals have been restocked, and some of them are not available anymore unless they are in the bundle. So if there's something you've got your mind set on, you better grab it while there is a sale going on. Then I also have this arch wood that I got from Michael's. This is the smaller one. They have this size and the bigger one. And I stained it with dark walnut from Minwax Wood Finish Semi-Transparent. I went ahead and stained it so it wouldn't take up so much time. I stained the outer frame, the inner frame, and the back. And then on the inside right here, and it's still drying, I added clear gesso. Gesso is used on canvases to prepare your canvas before they came already prepped to help you paint. Clear gesso can also be used to seal a surface. So, for instance, the paint will not seep into the wood. It will sit on top of the clear gesso so you can seal it. Let's see. You can also use it for slippery surfaces to make them more workable. And all gesso does is it seals the surface and provides a tooth for your paint to adhere to. So that's why in the middle I just done the clear gesso, and you can't see it. It is clear. You cannot see that I've used it on there. Let's get ready with the watercolors. I chose this cross for the white frame, and I'm gonna go through when we get done on the process of figuring out what transfer will go well with what surface you have. So we're going to go through several different steps, but let's get started here. Let me see who else has hopped on. I love watercolors, and when we were at the retreat, we had one lesson on watercolors, and we created this beautiful church in watercolors, and I just fell in love. I love watercolors anyway, but I just absolutely fell in love with this. Is that just not gorgeous? And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to get a word, like hope or grace or something, and maybe put a word over top. But I just love how that turned out. So I'm in love with watercolor, most definitely. Put that back over here. Well, that was one of the projects we done at the retreat, and I just fell in love with it. Oh, man. I've had a little water cup that I was going to bring up here, and I forgot my little water cup, so I've got to use my big water bucket. I am just wetting my brush, and I'm just going to make my paper wet. Gosh darn it. And my paper will probably, I'm just going to try to do the bottom first, curl, but it will straighten back out. For the ground, I am going to use this green, and I'm just going to use my water. I wish I had my other little water pail. These are the pearlescent watercolors. Tap it off. And I am just going to, I made a little mark down here to, that paper will not be seen. It's going to be in the frame. So I made a little mark on where that is so that I know how high up I got to come with this. And this is going to be my ground for the cross. If you want it darker, pick up some more paint. If you want it lighter, use your water to make it lighter. And I am going to come from the bottom up, like there's some, maybe some grass growing. And maybe we're going to add a little bit of this brownish color in there. Let me see what that color is. Yep, that'll work. And remember, these are all shimmery colors, so it'll have a shimmery background. Let's make this mound a little bit. That looks better. That's what we have so far. And I don't want it to be just a plain I'm gonna have to pull this up. I'm just putting a couple of green sprigs in here. This is my cross. And if this is too bright, then I will change it. So I'm just going to look and see. that is a little bit bright, so I'm going to see if I can dull that up a little bit, because it's a little bit bright. It's not too bad. It kind of matches the color on the flower right here. But let's see if we can add maybe a little bit more brown to it. Dull that down a little bit. Make a little bit of dirt mounds in here. And all I'm doing is I'm grabbing my water and I'm just putting water in my little pellet and dabbing it off on my paper. And that is dulling it down just a smidge so it won't be so bright. My light's playing tricks on me. And I'm going up and down with my brush. And now I am just going to make a couple of like little mounds on here. You know, sometimes dirt has different indentations. Down here I don't really have to worry about it because there is no, that won't be seen. I think that looks like a good hill. Hey, Miss Bonnie, my friend. I love the crosses too. All right, for the top, I am going to use this blue right here, and we're going to see what that looks like if we don't like it. Oh, I should have had my spray out because I should have wetted this, and I forgot. See how that water, yeah. See how this is moving now? I've got water on my paper and it is moving the paint. Over here I don't have as much water. Let's see. And as long as it is wet, the paint is movable. Add a little bit more here. See how I can move that paint up because it is wet? Can you guys see good enough? Reload my brush. All I did is just grab some water. I am leaving that right there. I am going to put yellow in up top for the sun. And then I'm going to add probably a little bit of this really light color. Let's use this one first. The brighter one. I know if I get into my blue, it'll make green, so I'm trying not to get into my blue. We don't want a green scar. I know it looks like a hot mess right now. Trust the process, folks. Didn't want it quite that bright. So I'm using some of this color right here. This little bit more creamy color. And I'm going to take some of this color and I'm going to go down into here a little bit. Because part of that is going to be hidden by the cross. I'm sorry, I have to look a little bit sideways because my light is shining off of that. And if I think I've put too much of that color on, I go back to my blue. And I can add a little bit more blue in. And you just play with it. Just keep playing with it until you have it the way that you want your picture to be. If you want this lighter, use your water and move your paint. You can dab it off. And just move your paint around. All right, I am going to do a dry fit just to see. What do you guys think? This is just a dry fit. You guys think that'll look good? I think I'm going to add a little bit more of that brownish color to the sides. Because I don't want it quite that green. And just like that, you just layer and play with it until you are happy with your result. And I am still going to pull, let me see what this color looks like. Oh, that's not the color I want. I'm looking for a better match to the color that is on there. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. You can hardly see that I added a little bit of green over to the sides. but it is there. I don't know if you can see it right here and right here. I've added little sprigs in there. And right now we're just going to take this and lay it to the side and let this do its thing. Oop, I just tore my lid apart. And that ain't cool. Let's lay that to the side and we'll wait and see. And this is going to look really pretty on there. We got to let it completely dry. We will help it along. Yeah, gray would have worked. And I don't know if the camera picks up the shimmer. And we can always add a little bit of extra to it if we need to. For this, I picked this cross. I thought this one would look really well in here. And I thought the dark stain matched the outside really well. We are going to add a bottom sky and our yellow up here like we did on the other one. But we're going to use acrylic paint, and we are going to add to the edge, we're going to add a little bit of splendid gold to bring out the gold tones in the flowers and the cross itself. So that's how I like to, what is that? Match up my colors to see what will fit best with your colors in your cross or in your print or whatever you are using. And I am going to use celery green. For my sky, I am using blue chiffon and baby duck. And I know that baby duck is really loud, but it will be okay. And we don't need much paint. We're just going to add a little dab. Of each color. Oh, you can see the shimmer. Great. I thought it was a really good match too. And, you know, this is just a simple background. It is nothing really spectacular. It was just a little way to get some color on here and to give it a little something to help. Let me see if we could. Do I have like a coral color? Let me see something real quick. I know this is a bright color, but I think it's gonna work. Oh, there's one. I'll use that one. I was just thinking to add, this is tea berry. I'm going to switch back to my other one to add a little bit of pink, like it is a morning sunrise. Oh, that's, I don't need that. I'm going to use this. This light is really that helped a lot to give it a little bit of dimension. And see, all I'm going is back into the water, and I am just pulling it down. Now we have like a sunrise. Now I'm happy with it. I knew it needed something. Needed a little something. And we're going to do the same thing over here. We're basically duplicating that same process. We're going to start with our green at the bottom. And all I did is I just added water. I'm going to see how far. I need that to go. We'll just color this in. And you will still be able to see that wood grain. If your brush gets too dry, just pick up some more water. And I'm sorry that if I have to turn the project, it's just hard to see with the light. And we might have a little bit of darker patches in here and a little bit lighter patches. Now a little clump on my brush I had to get rid of. Let's make sure we got everything. I'm bringing it up to the edge of the frame on all sides. I have very little color on here. I think that looks like a pretty good hill to me. What do you think? And if we want to make it look like there's maybe some grass or something growing, we can just add little sprigs here and there. I'll add some more grass after we get done with the top part. Rinse your brush out really good. And let's add water to our blue. Still using the same brush. I have not changed it. And instead of spritzing that with water, I just added a lot of water into my paint. I'm going up both sides. some more water. And Miss Bonnie, I was so excited to get to meet you. Miss Bonnie got to meet in Meridian when I went to Louisiana, me and my hubby, and we had the best time. It felt like we knew each other for a very long time already. And that retreat, if you ever have a chance to go on a retreat with Summer with Hammond's Nest, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm just laying the groundwork for our cross to lay on. I am going to make it lighter to the top. Just keep going over it until we are happy with how we have it. I'm just going to make my round right here for the sun and finish the edges. And don't forget, ladies, that today is the last day to get any bundles that are on sale. All the goods. If you haven't had a chance to go to Essential Stencil page to see, please, 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 please check it out. So many amazing things. This is what we have so far. If that is too dark, I can come in and add water and make it lighter. Right now, I am going to leave it and see what it looks like. And I'm going to add my water to my yellow. And I thought these light springy colors would look really good with that cross. And we will add that tea berry in here to make it look like a sunrise. I just think that will look really, really good with this. Have a beautiful sunrise. I just went back into my plate and picked up a little bit more of that watered down paint, and this is just straight acrylic paint. Nothing special, no special paint. Just watered down acrylic paint. And that is very bright. That is a very, very bright sun. Does not look bad. What do you guys think? That is not looking bad. I like it. if we want that to be lighter, we'll just use our brush and pull paint off. See how it is making it lighter now? Now it is not as bright no more. We removed paint to make it lighter. And I'm going to use some of the tea berry to give us our sunset colors. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. We were in Pier Park. We went down to the gas station from the Swamp People, Troy Landry. That was like a little bucket list thing for my husband. So I took him down there, and then it was just a gas station, nothing spectacular, but he really enjoyed it, and I took a picture, and it was just fun to be there and to just see where they unload the alligators, and I just enjoyed it. Now remember, I am going to make this lighter. Right now that's what it looks like. It is very bright. I just keep rinsing my brush out, and now we're just going to come in and add a little bit of water. Paint the frame. Got to get some more water. When your brush feels too dry, just dip it back in and get water. If we need to add more blue in, we can do that. I want to go all the way to the end. Taking a little bit of the yellow and bringing it down. I'm going to go back into the blue and add just a little bit of blue back. Especially down here where I've pulled a little bit too much blue off. What do you guys think? Does that look good? I am going to add some more green sprigs in here. had a little bit of run right there, so I'm going to add just a little bit more color in. Switch to my blue and just fill that in. There's no wrongs. And if we got too much water on there, just dab. Or just dab. What you guys think? Can you see the grass on there? Let me dry this. Thank you for the heart stars. You've never been there? I tell you what, I was really impressed with Louisiana. I enjoyed my stay, the food. The best food was with Bonnie and Meridian. Oh my Lord, that was so good. Let's see. I am going to dry it just a little bit more on this side. And you notice I'm drying it from both sides. Because we need this to be good and dry to put our transfers on. I'm going to dry this a little bit more. I don't see the blue. It was delicious. You don't see the blue in here? You saying I need to add some more blue in? No, I just knocked over. You saying on this one we need to add more blue? Is that what you're saying? And right here is all the little grass sprigs. Yeah, they are out of season. It was still a minute. We had like 80-degree weather. It was awesome. I am going to sand this real quick. Ponchatoula. We ate at Ponchatoula's. It was good. I didn't see no strawberries. But we ate at Ponchatoula's in Ruston. Oh my Lord, it was delicious. We ate at Log Cabin. I am going to do this one first. And I will add a little bit of ground under here once I've got my cross on there. transfers is 3 parts. The backer part I just pulled off, the clear part that you can touch, and the printed design that if you touch it, it will come off, or any surface that it touches, it will come off. I think I want it about right there. I always push it down with my hand. What do you guys think so far? Does that look okay? Do you guys think that looks good? Use your Essential Stencil Transfer tool to burnish this on. I'm letting the paper dry a little bit more. That's why I went to this one. I think this is going to look good. We're going to add a little bit of brown under there for the ground. Just a little shadow. I will hold it back up here in just a moment. And I hope that you can see the blue on here. But yeah, we had some amazing food at all the places. And everything was within distance, short distance of our hotel. I think the furthest was like maybe 10 minutes. Everything else was within like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'm going to be posting some thrifting pictures, things that I've picked up at various different thrift stores. Some of the things are going to be for my display. I've got a little remade Hoosier cabinet with some vintage items, kitchenware in there. So some things are going to go in there. But the others I'm going to use for styling or to repurpose. And I will post some pictures of that. It's just this week has been so busy. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to really breathe, to be honest with you. Now tomorrow for our Soulfield Saturday, I am going to continue. I think it's what, lesson 5 or 6 that we are on. I'm just going to continue because I was not able to come on the last 2 Saturdays. So we're just going to pick up where we left off because I just don't want to skip those lessons because they're important lessons. And we're just going to go on from there. And if you've read it and done it, and then it'll be just a review for you. But I really would like to just pick back up on that. Let's see, let's go around here. And this is how you can use regular paint, acrylic paint, to create a watercolor background look. And I really like that. I like that light color, that watered down color. It just, to me, it's just very pretty. Alright, this does not want to stick all of a sudden. Don't know why. I don't know if I got some oil on there or why it doesn't want to stick. But let's add some heat and see. Your surface has to be oil-free, grease-free, wax-free for your transfers to stick. And I might have just gotten some oil from my hand on there. don't have any lotion on my hands, so I know it's not lotion. And we will make it work. So did any of you get the crosses? Sherry, did you get the crosses? I know you really loved them. And don't forget, if there's anything that you still want or want to get another set of, use my code WK21 or use my link if you have a gift card or if you have a rewards. I would appreciate it because that way I will still receive credit, and that will just make my heart happy. If you would be so kind. And that way I can get some more supplies and different things to try out for you guys. Learn new techniques, and maybe I'm going to dive into some more watercolor and see if I can bring you some more watercolor paintings, creations. Some reason or another, it is pulling up right there, so I might have not waited long enough for my gesso and my paint to dry. And remember, we used water, so this might not be dry enough. I know it is not the transfers. If anything, it is the surface not being dry enough. Yes, it is peeling up right there. It's peeling up right there in that spot, so let me come back from the top. You can always put a little bit of Mod Podge on there if it is not sticking. I'm going to see if I come from a different direction, if that will help. Yeah, it's this whole section right here that does not want to stick. I might just have to let it sit and wait for it to dry some more and then come back and do the rest. I'm going to peel it as much as I can back, and then that way we can look at it, and then I will do the rest later. It is probably because my gesso and my paint was not dry. I tried to come up early enough to do the gesso so it would be dry, but there might have been a spot that wasn't dry yet. And when you create at home, just make sure that you wait long enough for your surfaces to be dry. Yeah, a little bit of the paint peeled up right there, but I can use Mod Podge to glue that down. That is not a big deal. then add a little bit more paint to it. It's always good to have some mishaps so that you know how to troubleshoot if something happens. I'm almost at the end here. Okay, and I'm going to show you what casualties we had. Right there, some of the paint peeled up. And right here, some of the paint peeled up. But our transfer is on. So I am just going to let it sit and wait and add the colors in later, and I can feel that it is still a little wet. What do you think? I think that turned out really pretty. Let's see. I'm thinking this is dry enough. Yeah, let it dry exactly. You got the bag I said? Oh my gosh. I love that set. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh, thank you, Sherry. Oh, you're such a sweetheart. Yes, we've been having some high winds too. It has been, and the weather, it was 86, today is Friday, 86 Wednesday, and 46 Thursday. Rain and thunderstorms in the morning. I think this is going to look really good on here. Look at that. I always go from the middle out. And if this one does not come up, then it is because my surface wasn't dry enough. Because this is paper and it absorbs the paint, the water, and holds the water. So if this is not working, then I know definitely it is because it wasn't dry. And just be gentle and watch for your leaves and all the good things. All the little stems, make sure you get them adhered good. I pray that none of you had any of the tornado or other storm damages that came through, because I know there was a lot of tornado warnings going on the last few days. Pray that all of you are safe. those of you that might be new, we are a praying community. If you have a prayer request, you can make it known. You can also say that you have an unspoken request. And I would like for you to keep my friend and my sissy, her mama well, not on paper, but in heart, adopted me. And her mama passed away on Wednesday. I ask that you will keep her and her family in your prayers. And hubby done really good on the trip. We only missed one treatment. It was Friday night when we were trying to find a place to stay. Gulfport, Mississippi was booked because of spring break. So we drove all the way to Mobile, and it was like 11 o'clock, so we missed one treatment, one dialysis treatment. But we had an appointment with them on Tuesday, and all of our lab work was good, and they said it was okay, that we don't ever miss any, that it was okay, and it was not, you know, detrimental to his health. So I put my mind at ease that it was okay to miss that one treatment. But he's done really good, and all the blood work came back good, so I'm excited about that. Tell you what, my car looked like I had more medical supplies than anything. For two people, we had a whole back of my SUV full. I'm like, my gosh. But most of that was medical supplies. And the ride was really good. It was easy driving. Interstates were very clear. Weather was great on the way to. On the way back, we had some thunderstorms. But other than that, it was not bad. So I think we're going to make some more, like, maybe long weekend trips. Just to, you know, maybe meet up with some other people and hang out. Maybe we need to meet you, Sherry. You just had rain, thank goodness. Hello, my friend. Everybody needs to hop onto the Essential Stencil page and watch Melissa this evening. She is going to make something cool. She always does. Appreciate you hopping on. The ambassadors on the Essential Stencil page always inspire me to try new things. And as I said, when Miss Tammy showed the watercolors, I'm like, I've got an idea with those. Let me do something. And like I said, that's what we are here for, to give you inspiration, to help you create your own stories with paint and transfers and stencils. And we've created two projects using the crosses that have very similar backgrounds in similar colors, but yet they look completely different because of the surface that we've used and how we created our backgrounds and the color of the cross that we have used. And I pick my surfaces and my stencils or my transfers depending on what that surface is, how it will look, the color combination. I try to make things match well with the frame or the background. That's why I use colors out of the background, either complementary colors or colors that are within the piece to create the background, so that it will flow and look good together. And you saw how easy it was to create a beautiful watercolor background for our transfer here. I didn't want the background to jump out at you. I wanted it to blend in to the back so that the background was not the focal point. I have one little boo-boo. See if I can fix that real quick. When the paper lifted up, it lifted the transfer off. See if I can. We can fix that. That is fixable. And what happened is it curled under, and I will fix that later. And this shimmers so much. So here's this one. I'm going to add the gold to the sides afterwards, or should we even add the gold? What do you guys think? Should we add the gold to this one? Dry brushing. I'm just going to dry brush it. And see, you can make seasonal designs on mixed media paper or watercolor paper and add them to your frame. And then just exchange it out whenever the next season starts. You can have an interchangeable frame. I hope I got it in straight. Oh my gosh. Look at that. What do you guys think? Tell me, tell me. I love it. I still got to add ground. I'm still going to add a little bit of ground to it. But look at the colors, the matching of the colors. Is that not gorgeous? And of course it has the stand, so it'll stand. Oh, it's got the glare on there. Darn it. All right, should we do the gold? Four to 5 earthquakes. Oh my gosh. Let's dry brush some gold on here and see if that will enhance, because I don't like the darkness of that frame. I'm just going to use a little chip brush. And I chose the darker color It adds just a little bit, and I am going to intensify it on the edges. I'm just going around the edge. I just wanted the edge to have a little bit more gold than the rest. You can barely see it, but it does bring it out a little bit. Do you see that gold on there? It is very, very faint. And I'm thinking I'm going to leave the middle the way it is. I'm going to just do it on the outside. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do it on the outside. Do we need to add more gold, or is that enough? What do you guys think? You can see the blue now. Isn't that amazing how that changes? So you think that's enough gold? I just think it just adds that little something, just that little extra something. And if that is too dark, I can come in with a little bit of white or cream color and tone that down a little bit. But I just think it looks really beautiful, and it gives it that little extra something. And I hope you will try this. And like I said, I'm going to ground it. I'm going to put a little bit of dirt under there. But I hope you enjoyed this, learned something, and let's do our blessing box. Hop over to Essential Stencil page and see what Melissa is creating this evening. This is Exodus 33:14. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. That's what I needed. I needed some rest. You never walk alone. God is always beside you. Let that be a reminder. God is always with you, and He will give you the rest that you need. I appreciate you guys, and I am at 901 followers, and I'm so excited. I'm going to put a post later. But look at these two watercolor backgrounds on how different it looks depending on what surface you use. I just love it. I think it turned out great. You guys have a blessed evening. Enjoy it and have a blessed weekend and stay safe. And I will see you tomorrow for Soul Filled Saturday at 10:30.